Maturi Pavilion. It's the Fairfield Stags versus the University of Minnesota Golden Gophers tonight inside Maturi Pavilion in Minneapolis. My name is Johnny Connor. I'm joined alongside with Eli Hartman-Seeskin, and we are in the first round of the NCAA tournament tonight.
Yeah, Johnny, I think this is going to be a great one here. Obviously for Minnesota, 7th-ranked team in the country playing at home. They'll be looking to take advantage of this home field advantage, although technically a neutral site here at the PAV. And then for Fairfield, this is coming from a conference that has never won a tournament game. They want to answer the question, why not us?
Look at the starting lineup for Fairfield. Asanya Radulovic, Julia Callan, Maida Garcia, Kaylee Butts, and the senior setter is Manuela Nicolini, and Morgan Dahl is the libero. Here's a look at Minnesota getting introduced in front of this home crowd tonight. The starting lineup: outside hitter Alexis Hard, Adana Rollins the outside hitter, middle blocker Taylor Morgan, Reagan Pittman the other middle blocker. On the opposite side, Stephanie Samity, the setter senior Kylie Miller, and the libero is Cece McGraw for this Golden Gopher team.
Yeah, and this has been the Gopher lineup that we've seen all season long, an experienced lineup taking advantage of a lot of size up front with the likes of Samity and Reagan Pittman standing at 6'5". We'll see if Fairfield, a team with no players over 6 feet tall, can find an answer for that tonight.
Fairfield has just won one set in the NCAA tournament in their history.
Coming from the MAAC conference, a conference that has 2 sets won in their history in the tournament, they have one of them. Obviously looking for a major upset here tonight. And then for the Gophers, I think at this point looking to take care of business, advance to the next round.
And Eli, we talked to Fairfield staff before this matchup a few moments ago, and they just wanted their players to start off calm. You're in a tough environment, be calm, and try to avoid the mental mistakes, as the Gophers are going to have a lot of fan support here.
Yeah, coming from a small private institution and Fairfield University coming to play one of the most well-attended volleyball crowds in the country here at the University of Minnesota. A lot of maroon and gold here in the stands tonight, but strong Fairfield section as well. Friends and family making the trip.
Gophers number 7th in the nation. They were 17-3 in Big Ten conference play. Fairfield's 10-2 on the road this year, looking to improve that with a big upset tonight. And Kylie Miller at the service line. We are underway. Nicolini plays it over to the left side. Morgan gets a piece of it at the net. Miller over to Morgan. Morgan with the first point of the game for Minnesota.
And a really nice job by Morgan with her shot placement there, with her swing, finding the open zone there in the Fairfield back line. Swinging down hard for the kill.
Dahl plays it over to Garcia, and Garcia into the net with an error. Early 2-0 lead for the Gophers.
Those are the kinds of mistakes Fairfield has to avoid here early. Can't afford getting into a hole here against the Gophers.
Gophers really strong inside Maturi Pavilion this season. Here's Nicolini over to Garcia. McGraw now over to Hart. Hart with the left-handed swing. Nice dig there from Rollins for the Gophers. Again to Hart on that left side. Dug
Nice
out
dig
there by Morgan Dahl. And here comes Hart again on the left side for Minnesota. And that one's too far, so Fairfield on the board.
Nice job by Fairfield there, just staying with it. A couple really nice digs. Waiting for the Gophers to make a mistake there, and Lexi Hart just places it a little bit too far outside. So Fairfield gets the point and the serve.
Nicolini on the serve. Samity keeps it alive. Nicolini sets. And another point for Fairfield. Lucy Albertson gets her first kill of the match.
So Fairfield ties it up there. Take another look at the call there. Nice call there. Looked like it might have been a dig, but it looked like it bounced up into her hands.
Nicolini on the serve, and she's got an ace.
Really nice job by Nicolini there, placing it right on the edge there. The Gopher players seemed to think it was traveling out of bounds. Then the Ball just sort of drops down, lands right inside for the ace.
Miller over to Samity, blocked at the net. Rollins keeps it alive, but to no one. Fairfield now put up 4 straight points here to take the 4-2 lead. And Eli, coming in as an underdog, it's really what you want to do if you're an underdog. Get the lead early in the match.
Yeah, an early lead now up to 5-2 does a lot for your team. Number one thing right now is it's going to start to silence this crowd. You know, the Gophers, when this crowd gets on their feet, when they get really raucous, it's really hard to communicate as the opponent. But right now, and that's a mistake there by Fairfield, really getting all the momentum going their way. A service error is not what you're looking for. As now Rachel Kilkelly comes in to serve for the Gophers.
Kilkelly on the serve. Overpass there. Morgan handles it for an easy kill.
And make no mistake about it there for Taylor Morgan. She means business. She doesn't take the time to pass it around, set something up. She sees an opportunity, and she took it there. Cuts the lead down to 1 for Fairfield.
Dowell with the dig over to Battles on that left side. Miller sets it to Morgan. Morgan, team leading 3 kills now early in this match.
Taylor Morgan, the redshirt senior here, in what could be her last weekend playing at Maturi Pavilion. Really making a statement early on.
Another point for Minnesota. Radulovic tried to go up for it, but she hits it wide. Nicolini plays it. It's a soft swing. Gophers have it. Rollins with another soft swing. There's Battles on that left side. Miller keeps it alive. Now Rollins again. Dahl has the dig. Miller sets to Morgan. Taylor Morgan again is red hot for this Gopher offense.
Really good job by the Gophers there staying alive. There were a couple times where Fairfield caught them out of position, going off the block and looking like it was going to go out of bounds, but the Gophers able to dig it up and rally. End up winning the point with another decisive kill by Taylor Morgan.
Good swing there from Maida Garcia.
Really nice coffin corner placement there.
And Eli, one thing of note so far, Reagan Pittman has not been in the match for Minnesota. And another ace there for Fairfield. Again, it's Garcia.
Yeah, Pittman did not enter the match yet, but the Gophers have been in a rotation where they started the night with Kylie Miller serving. Then they bring in Rachel Kilkelly to serve. I am sure we'll see Reagan Pittman in the match soon.
Good point there for Minnesota. Stephanie Samity gets on the board.
And now Pittman comes in for Taylor Morgan. Really nice swing there by Samity, going off the block and out for the kill. Now you can see the fans holding up the big C's for CC McGraw as she prepares to serve.
Nicolini over to Battles with the left-hander, dug out by Kilkelly. Battle at the net. Point for the Gophers as Pittman and Joelle Battles went up for it at the same time.
And that's really one of the big benefits the Gophers are going to have tonight. Battles standing at 6 foot. Reagan Pittman listed at 6'5". Really no chance there.
Dowell with the dig, but no can do. Nicolini went for it, but uncontrolled dig, and Gophers now with a 3-point lead.
And I think the Gophers just took a few points to settle in, get to know this opponent they've never played before. Give them a chance to figure out what's going on. Now they've responded, taking a 3-point lead.
That one's into the net. Albertson with the air.
And now facing that 4-point deficit necessitates a timeout from Fairfield.
Fairfield takes a timeout. Back inside the pavilion, there's Coach Hugh McCutcheon. Great track record for him at the University of Minnesota.
Oh, yeah, fantastic record here. Over 80 winning percentage. The other thing is he's never lost in the first round of the NCAA tournament while he's been here with the Gophers. Looking to continue that trend here tonight.
Overall, it's Minnesota's 24th NCAA tournament appearance. It's their 5th straight as a top 10 seed.
Gophers coming in the number 17, obviously getting to host this weekend.
Nicolini back to Battles on the right side. Kilkelly with the dig. Miller over to Rollins. Rollins finds the soft area in the defense. Gophers extend their lead. And we have a violation on Fairfield. Gophers with a 3-point there.
Again, another, these self-inflicted wounds. We were in a match here earlier this afternoon. We saw a lot of self-inflicted wounds. Really just not what either team is looking for early on, especially Fairfield here down 6 now.
McGraw with the service error.
And Johnny, I'm not sure if we mentioned yet tonight that the winner of this match will go on to play Creighton tomorrow night here at the Pavilion.
Creighton beat Iowa State earlier this evening. Nicolini over to the left side. Pittman plays it to Samity on the right side. That's dug out by Garcia. And Adala Rollins goes up for the kill.
Nice block by Rollins there, going up and over. I think Manuela Nicolini thought she had a shot there, but Rollins doesn't even give her a chance.
Gophers are hitting .357 right now in this match so far. Pittman over to Rollins on the left side, and she finds the opening.
Nice job there by Adana Rollins. A couple quick kills here midway through this first set.
Gophers on a 7-1 scoring run right now. Nicolini to Battles. And a nice kill there from Joel Battles.
Just a nice kill there by Fairfield.
Miller over to Rollins. Dug out by Garcia for Fairfield. And that one goes just too far. It was Callan on that left side, pushes it out of bounds.
Good job by the Gophers there, not being tempted into swinging at that hard attack. Perhaps a challenge, see if a Gopher player did in fact tip that attack.
There's a look at head coach Todd Kress with the Stags in his 10th season with Fairfield. They secured the Metro Atlantic Athletic Conference title, going 17-1 in conference action.
They have 11 conference titles. That leads the conference in history as we get a look at Blanket Lady, beloved by the Gophers. She attends a lot of Gopher women's sporting events, specifically volleyball and women's basketball, and gets the crowd on the feet with her blanket whenever the team might need a boost.
Fairfield, early in the set, they had that 3-point lead, but it's kind of been all Minnesota since then.
Yeah, Fairfield got off to that quick start, led 4-2. The Gophers have battled their way back and haven't really looked back since then. I think this stoppage in play is really important for Fairfield. If the if they get the reversal that they're looking for, that's a 2-point swing there, but it also gets them to serve. It lets them settle down, lets them get back in the system.
So the point is going to stay with Minnesota. Rollins back to serve.
And for the Gophers this season, they're undefeated when winning the first set. They'll be looking to try to put this one away and continue that trend.
Nicolini over to the left side. And that's going to be a kill for Callan. Julia Callan on that left side. It's her first kill of the match. Albertson leads the team with 2 kills for the Stacks.
But as a team, still hitting negative 045 right now.
Reagan Pittman, powerful swing for Minnesota. She gets on the board with her first kill of the evening.
Really nice swing by Pittman there because it crosses the net. Makes it a lot harder to predict when your middle blocker is able to make those cross net attacks like Pittman is.
Pittman now serving. And that one's way out on the left side. Minnesota's second service error. Miller plays it over to Samity. Dow tries to keep it alive, but Stephanie Samity gets her second kill.
Yeah, nice dig, but nowhere to go with it from there. Such a hard swing by Samity, really hard to defend.
Here's Kylie Miller. Over to Garcia on that left side. Point is going to go to Fairfield. May have tipped off of Samity on the right side. Excuse me, actually Taylor Morgan. Over to Alexis Hart. Quick and easy kill for Minnesota that time. Alexis Hart goes cross court. Kilkelly now back in the match and serving. Over to Battles.
Nice
Miller
dig.
has it. Now it's McGraw over to Samity. Stephanie Samity with her third kill. Fairfield takes another timeout. 8-point lead for Minnesota. We're going to have more of set number 1 after this. There's a look at head coach Todd Kress in his 10th season with Fairfield.
Yeah, and Coach Kress has done a really good job getting his team to the tournament consistently. Obviously still looking for that first tournament win, but you like what he's done in getting his program on the map, getting them to the dance.
Fairfield down 8. Kilkelly back to serve. Nicolini over to Garcia. That one floats off her hands oddly.
A nice look for Garcia, but maybe she looked like she didn't quite get the contact she was looking for. Excuse me, is that when careens off to the side?
And Fairfield's going to have to get Joelle Battles going. She leads the team with 2.99 kills per set this season. Just has 1 so far.
Gophers now just 3 points away from icing the first set, excuse me. But they'll have to wait a little longer.
Takes away Minnesota's 4-0 scoring run.
Gophers, though, still hitting 500. Fairfield not hitting positively right now.
Minnesota 2 points away from taking set number 1. They're hitting at 500 right now, and Fairfield is negative. That's been the story so far. Kilkelly with the dig. It's over to Rollins. Morgan Dow with a nice dig for the Stags. Battles is blocked. Minnesota with another point. Pittman on that right side gets up there.
Gophers fans on their feet now as CeCe McGraw has a chance to ice this first set.
Set point here. Over to Battles on the right side. She's blocked at the net by Rollins. McGraw gathers over to Samity. Dow gets a piece of it, and they do hang on. Callan plays it over. Now over to Rollins on the left side, and she gets the kill to end set number 1 for the Gophers.
Really dominant performance by the Gophers in that first set. Struggled a little bit out the gate. Able to come back, though, and really take a decisive advantage here, winning the first set by 12 points. Gophers looking to continue that dominance here in the second set.
Gophers win the first set, 25-13. We'll have set number 2. Set number 2 about to get underway. Minnesota's been really successful in the first rounds of NCAA tournaments in their tenure.
Yeah, 30 straight wins, 30 straight sets won in first round matches, really dominant. A lot of that has to do with this is a really strong Gopher program, consistently in the top 10 year after year under Coach Hugh McCutcheon, meaning they draw some lower seeded teams in this first round and they take advantage of it. They're definitely a team that continues to play at their level and they never play down to the level of the competition.
The fans here have been lucky enough to see their team at home a lot of times in the NCAA tournament first round.
And part of that success is hosting these first 2 rounds.
Minnesota on the board, an error for the Stags to start set number 2.
Again, an error by the Stags was the way the Gophers were able to get on the board in that first set. 10 attack errors compared to just 1 for Minnesota, but now a service error for Minnesota will knot things up again.
The Stags now up to 10 attack errors. Miller plays it over to Morgan. Nicolini all the way over to that left side to Garcia. Soft swing. The Gophers keep it alive.
Really nice job by Alexis Hart there.
Again, it's Garcia. She's blocked by Samity. Gophers with the point.
Nice job by Samity on the block there. I'm not sure if it was intentional or not, but the ball crossed all the way down the net. So we have a challenge on the court. So Gophers get out to the 2-1 lead, but Fairfield with the challenge. See if they can potentially get this swing back.
Second challenge of the match for Fairfield. The first one did not go their way.
So looking like they're taking a look at whether Alexis Hart was able to get her hand under that one for the dig. And from that view, it looks like she may not have. So maybe a nice challenge by Fairfield. Really nothing to lose here in the first round of the tournament. This is win or go home for everybody. And for a team coming in as the underdogs, you got to use every advantage you can find.
We'll see what the officials say here. Alexis Hart went for the pancake. Wasn't able to tell if she did get her hand under it or not. And the point is indeed going to go to Fairfield.
So nice challenge there by Fairfield, now leading 2-1 instead of being down 2-1. And with the serve, let's see if Fairfield can go on a nice little run here. Try to build on this momentum.
Ace there, that goes off Alexis Hart's hand for Minnesota. on a 3-0 scoring run early in set number 2, the Stags are.
Morgendahl here ready to serve.
Miller over to the left side to Alexis Hart. Powerful kill there from Alexis Hart, and that's her second of the match.
Yeah, Morgendahl couldn't do anything about that one. She goes for the dig, but just out of reach, and it careens out of bounds.
Here's Rachel Kilkelly at the service line. This one's over to Samity on the right side. Back to Garcia. McGraw with the dig. Back to Samity. Soft swing. Dahl has it. And pancake there by Kylie Miller. Gophers keep it alive. Dahl with another impressive dig. All the way over to Garcia, and a great point for Fairfield as they get that one.
Nice job sticking with it there by Fairfield. Gophers made them work for it, but ultimately able to get the kill. And now it's Nicolini back to serve. She already has 2 aces tonight.
Stephanie Samity with another kill. She's now tied with Taylor Morgan atop the Gophers with 4 each. And Eli, this was the start of the first set as well. Fairfield got off to that early lead, then the Gophers climbed back. They're looking to contain Minnesota's offense here. Garcia.
Gophers will certainly take that result, but I think that right now for Minnesota, their goal has to be to run away with this one, frankly.
McGraw back to serve. Fairfield still hitting negative. Thought you were going to go up and get that one, Eli, right over our heads.
It came right over our heads. Thought I would have my Odell Beckham Jr. moment, but not to be one of these days.
So Minnesota back with the lead. Back to Battles on that right side. She's blocked by Rollins for Minnesota. Again to Battles. She soft swings. Now it's over to Rollins. Nice job by Fairfield keeping it alive. Back to Battles. And Joelle Battles hanging tough in that point. She had 3 tries and she finally gets it done.
Yeah, it doesn't do much for her hitting percentage, but still got to be pleased with the result there. Able to just keep returning until finally the Gophers make a mistake.
Kind of same story as set number 1. The first set, Eli was tied at 5-5 before Minnesota went on an 8-2 run. Now Fairfield does take the lead.
Yeah, it looked like for a moment like that serve was going to be disastrous as it hit the net, but it just rolls over and into no man's land. Ace there for Garcia.
Serve corralled by McGraw over to Rollins for Minnesota. And it's a point for the Gophers.
It goes through the block and down for the kill. So now perhaps the best player for the Gophers, Stephanie Samity, back to serve.
Nicolini plays it. Garcia. And Garcia with the kill. That's her team-leading 5th of the night.
Tied with Taylor Morgan for tops by both teams. Morgan is not in the match right now for the Gophers.
Lucy Albertson back to serve. Uncharacteristic dig there from McGraw. CC McGraw would usually have that, but a nice serve nonetheless from Lucy Albertson, and now Fairfield has a 2-point lead.
Yeah, whether by chance or by skill, Fairfield has done a really nice job of forcing the Gophers to really lay out for digs, and in doing so, preventing them from having as much control, leading to some errant passes.
Minnesota gets that one back.
That one hung in the air for a long time on the Fairfield side. Seemed like everybody was waiting for someone else to go after it, and in the end, nobody does. Taking a look at Rollins' stats, 3 kills, or 4 kills, 3 digs, and a block tonight. She's really stuffing the stat sheet. Won't add an ace this time.
Julia Callan with another kill. She's now at 2. And Eli, you just mentioned Adana Rollins for Minnesota. She really has been so versatile offensively this season for the Gophers.
Yeah, really a strong season for the sophomore. Sort of had an up and down freshman year, but she's become a fixture in the rotation now for the Gophers as a starter. Has really taken advantage of that opportunity.
Calendro with the serve, and that's too far. Service error that time. That's Fairfield's 3rd of the night.
I think Fairfield's been serving fairly aggressively, taking a lot of big swings, and that's sort of the cost-benefit analysis you have to be playing as the coach and as the players is figuring out when is it worth taking these big swings that can result in errors and just give the ball back to the other team. That one looked like it went off the antenna. So the Gophers now with an opportunity to tie things back up.
And if you're Fairfield right now, you've got to like where you're at in set number 2.
Yeah, right now just trying to steal a set away, and then who knows what can happen. Force it to 4 sets. See if you could steal another, and then the 5th set, really all bets are off.
Nice dig from Reagan Pittman for the Gophers. Alexis Hart, soft swing. And Julia Callan can't corral it for the Stags.
Really nice job there by Alexis Hart. Again, finding where nobody was there to defend. Again, with a swing across the net. The soft swing, too, really just throws the Fairfield front line off the rhythm.
Pittman again on the serve. Over to Callan on that left side. Another point for the Gophers. And Eli, right now in the match for Fairfield, 3 of their players are in negative figures hitting-wise.
Yeah, they made, again, it's the cost of taking these big swings. They've had some errors. Maybe not worth the benefit at this point here as Minnesota's able to take the lead now by 2 points. And Fairfield takes a timeout. We'll see what adjustments they make.
We are going to head to break. Gophers have back inside Maturi Pavilion, and the story of the game has been hitting percentages.
Yeah, Fairfield with a lot of errors so far, hitting that negative 043. Gophers were hitting 500 for a while, now cooling out to 429. Still really great night for the Gophers on the attack.
Pittman back to serve. Gophers still in the same rotation. Miscommunication there. Nicolini was looking to get it to Julia Callan on that left side, but plays it too far. Now a 6-0 scoring run for the Gophers.
This is similar to what we saw in that first set. Took a little longer. Fairfield sort of clung on to that lead for longer, but were unable to get it back once they fell behind. We'll see if they're able to battle back into this one.
That one's off of Pittman's hands. Rollins saves it. Now Dow has it. Nicolini back to that right side. Pittman's going to play it over. And Nicolini again. That time it goes over the head of Kaylee Butts on the right side.
Yeah, it looked like a mistimed pass or a mistimed jump, maybe trying to get cute with some sort of feint. Whatever the case, ball hits the ground on their side, and that's not what you need. Down 3 here. Now down 4.
Garcia plays it. Minnesota has it. This time it's back to Alexis Hart. Alexis Hart with another kill. That she is now at 4.
Nice strong swing there by Alexis Hart. Nice setup there by Kylie Miller.
Fairfield looking to stop the bleeding here in set number 2. They had an early lead just like in set number 1. Now Minnesota up 5. Samity with the dig for the Gophers. Rollins plays it. Back to Kaylee Butts, and she gets the kill. Fairfield's 11th trip to the NCAA tournament. Nice dig there. They keep it alive. Garcia plays it. And Taylor Morgan gets a nice set from Kylie Miller to give the Gophers, to extend the lead, excuse me.
Gophers now leading both teams with 6 kills. Doing so in only 7 swings with no errors.
Miller back to serve. Nicolini with the sneaky play, and she gets a kill. She goes left-handed there.
So Fairfield sort of able to stem the run there. Down 4, but with the serve, let's see if they can turn things around here.
Miller up to Samity. Samity into the net.
So Fairfield stays alive there. Mistake by the Gophers.
Alexis Hart gets another kill for Minnesota.
Nice job there by Alexis Hart with a strong swing, goes through the block, off a dig, and out of bounds for the kill.
And Eli, we've talked about hitting percentages tonight, and for as poor as Fairfield's hitting, they've still got to like where they're at in set number 2.
Yeah,
Here's
I think
Rollins.
Nice kill there by Adana Rollins. So that's just sort of for Fairfield, that's sort of something you have to accept, that this Minnesota team has a lot of elite players who can make elite plays like that. What they have to do, I think, right now is play their game, not get too ahead of themselves, not get down on themselves because they're down right now, because, frankly, they're keeping this one competitive right now. And, sticking with it, putting themselves in a position to start stealing some sets. That's got to be the key right now. They can't be expecting to, if they're expecting to just get out to these big leads and keep them throughout a set, that's not going to be a very successful strategy for them. They have to look to maintain pace here.
Looks like we have another challenge on the court. Third of the match. Minnesota back to a 3-0 scoring run. And part of the reason Fairfield hasn't been able to mount anything so far, they have 15 attackers compared to Minnesota's just 3.
Yeah, 15 attack errors really is I think the story of this one so far, because Fairfield's put themselves in a position to keep this one competitive. Those mistakes, though, I think that's the difference right now in this set. 6 attack errors in this set, that's the difference right now.
Officials still, taking a look at it. And the point is going to stay with Minnesota. Maida Garcia for the Stags has been their best player offensively. She leads the team with 5 kills. Behind her, just 3 players are tied with 2 kills. Garcia plays it. McGraw corrals over to Rollins. Dug out by Morgan Dahl. Back to Garcia on the left side.
2 nice digs there for the Gophers. Nice block there. Rollins and Morgan going up. And again, just placing it where no one's there to dig it up and earning another point.
Seven-point lead now for the Gophers. That's an easy one for Taylor Morgan.
Yeah, it looked like Taylor Morgan just sort of swatted that one away from the other side of the net. And Fairfield has to call a timeout now, down 21-13.
Gophers with an 8-point lead. We'll be back in just a sec. Eight-point lead for Minnesota. 4 points away from taking set number 2. Set number 1 was the Gophers. They won it 25-13. Here's Garcia on that left side. Samity on the right side for Minnesota. Another kill for Stephanie Samity. She's now up to 4.
And Samity doing what she always does, quietly stacking kills on kills on kills. Till at the end of the night you look and she's up to 10, 15, sometimes 20.
So Minnesota now just 2 away from taking set number 2. Just like in set number 1, both these teams were right in the thick of it in the middle of the set, and Minnesota pulled away. Garcia again on that left side. And what a kill from Garcia. She finds the opening. It looked like McGraw thought that was going to be too deep.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be too deep too. Really a beautiful placement there by Garcia, dropping it into the corner. We've seen that some from both these teams tonight. Some really nice placement on attacks.
Nicolini with the serve. Pittman sets to Rollins. Rollins makes quick work of it. Now we are in set point in set number 2.
McGraw back to serve with a chance to put up her team 2-0 here.
Nicolini over to Garcia on that right side, too far. Gophers win set number 2, 25-14. They now lead over Fairfield 2-0.
A really nice performance by the Gophers here in the second set, battling back when they were down a little bit or in the middle of the set, and really ending the set in dominating fashion here as they'll look to clinch here the win with the third set coming up.
We are back inside Maturi Pavilion for set number 3. Here's a look after 2 sets.
Yeah, big difference right now is the hitting for both teams. Gophers hitting .429, only 3 errors. Meanwhile for Fairfield, 18 errors and still hitting negative at negative .062. That's really, that's been the difference so far. That's a huge swing in points right there. Minimally on the errors. An 18-point swing. That's them plus all of the serves that have come off those. And I think that's why Fairfield has fallen behind. They've gotten leads early on, and they start making these mistakes, the errors, the attack errors, the service errors, the poor passing. And Gophers are a team that can take advantage of that every single time.
And Eli, if you're Fairfield in this situation, they've not taken it to Minnesota early on in sets, but they've been right there when each team's are around 10 points. How do you continue that into later in the set?
I think you need to play with the same level of control. I think this team has gotten a little bit out of control with their swings, been very emotive with their swings, and I think that's leading to some of the mistakes. I think the other thing is they need to keep Minnesota on their toes and not the other way around. This is not the time to be waiting for Minnesota to make mistakes and trying to take advantage, or this is the time to try to bait Minnesota into making mistakes through aggressive play, trying to move the line to one side or the other, draw them to one side, and then attack the weak side to create holes to attack, to not take shots into blocks. So we see there, she takes the shot, but there was wide open on the other side of the court where she could have swung, where there was just nobody to defend.
Miller back to serve again. Overpass. Morgan handles that.
Looked like that one was actually supposed to be a pass on the Fairfield side, but it comes too close to the net, and Taylor Morgan, she'll take those opportunities when they're presented.
Morgan's now up to team leading 8 kills. Nicolini plays it. And a nice kill there from Kaylee Butts. That's her second of the match.
And Coach Hugh McCutcheon is going to challenge that one. Looked like Taylor Morgan, as soon as the whistle blown, turned to her coach, started gesturing her hand and said, I didn't touch it. Coach McCutcheon obviously believes his player is one of his stars, one of the senior leaders, and is going to initiate the challenge. And it looked like that might have gone between either the hands of Alexis Hart or between Alexis Hart and Taylor Morgan's inside hands. So hard to tell, though, with that net cam coming down the line. But, I didn't see any fingers bending from contact with the ball. Obviously, the officials, though, will need clear and decisive evidence.
And we're going to take another look at it. Let's see if Alexis Hart gets a piece of it. Just really tough to tell there.
To me, it looks like her hand is blocking the ball on one side and not moving on the other. To me, that looks like no contact, but I'm not sure if it's going to be enough to overturn it. We have seen on some of the boards in the arena some other views. Curious to know if someone else has captured an angle that the officials have access to that we don't.
And here's another look at it.
Yeah, nobody's touching that. That looks to me like that goes right over the fingertips of Alexis Hart and Taylor Morgan, pretty clearly so. We'll see if the official agree. It looks to the Minnesota coaches like they don't. So not enough to overturn it, and the point will remain with Fairfield. Boo birds abound here in Maturi Pavilion. Unhappy with the result of that challenge.
And Eli, that may be one of those where the call on the court just stands because they don't have conclusive evidence to overturn it.
I think that definitely is part of it, and we don't know what angles the officials have access to. We don't know if they saw that same angle that we did at the end. We don't know if it's just enough by their standards to overturn it.
Morgan Dow with an impressive dig. Fairfield keeps it alive as Garcia plays it over.
Wow, some really nice passing there.
Another good dig there. That time it was Radulovic.
Nice job by Alexis Hart there.
McGraw corrals. Here's Miller over to Alexis Hart. Soft swing. And the Stags can't hang on to it. Kilkelly back to serve. Nicolini has it over to Garcia. And Garcia gets a kill. That's her team leading 7th.
Nice job by Garcia going off the block there. Garcia leads the team with 7 kills. She's still hitting negative, though, because she has 8 errors and 28 total swings. Hitting negative 036. That's not what you want to see from the player leading your team in kills. On the flip side for Minnesota, Taylor Morgan, 8 kills, 10 swings, no errors. Hitting 80%.
Impressive. Now Adana Rollins gets another one. Now with the team leading or tied with Taylor Morgan, as you mentioned, for 8 kills.
8 and 16. Really, Taylor Morgan right now has been basically perfect at 8 of 10. Rollins, 8 of 16, not shabby either, hitting 500.
Nicolini sets to Garcia.
Gophers looked like they mistimed their block attempt in that one.
They're going to try it again. And it's a point for Minnesota. Lucy Albertson with the service error, or not the service error, excuse me, just the attack error.
Yeah, it looked like Fairfield thought that point was coming to them. They were cheering and huddling together, but turns out going the Gophers' way. Gophers starting to build that kind of lead that we've seen in the previous sets. Obviously that won't help their case, though. The rare service error there from CC McGraw.
That's Minnesota's 5th service error of the match. It is Maya Garcia serving.
Nice.
Powerful serve, dug out by Kilkelly over to Rollins on the left side. And again, she has found that back left spot of the court numerous times for the Gophers offense tonight.
Yeah, Gophers front line is really just such a threat because both sides, Rollins and Samity, fantastic hitters. Pittman and Morgan obviously in the middle, no slouches either. And what it does is that it forces teams to either commit too many players to one area and leave another vulnerable, or not commit enough players to anywhere and leave everywhere vulnerable. I think tonight we've seen from Fairfield they commit too many players to one side or the other to the middle, and it leaves the other parts of the court vulnerable to these swings.
Nicolini over to Battles on the left side. Battles gets too much of that as she pushes it wide.
Fairfield now calls a timeout. Down 7-3. They need something, and they need it fast if they want a chance to push this one to 4 sets.
Minnesota with a 5-point lead in set number 3, looking to close out Fairfield. The winner is going to go to play Creighton tomorrow night inside Maturi Pavilion.
Yeah, Creighton with a decisive 3-0 win over Iowa State earlier this evening. You and I on the call for that one. That one was a pleasure. Both these teams now looking to punch their ticket for a chance to play against Creighton, who really looked dominant through large portions of that match.
Reagan Pittman on that right side. She's now up to 2 kills. And relatively quiet night for Pittman, but Rollins and Morgan have been at the forefront as well.
Yeah, they've been playing Alexis Hart a lot. They've been playing Adana Rollins a lot. Morgan's come in and out, but when she's in, she's been making big plays. And really, look, if your team doesn't need Reagan Pittman to win a match, that says a lot about the rest of your team, because Reagan Pittman is one of the best middle blockers around, as evidenced by that soft putback there for the kill.
Smart awareness by Pittman. Sorry, go ahead.
She's extremely aware. She has great size. She also has over 20 service aces this year. Really just a versatile player.
It's a point for Minnesota. Looked to be a net violation on the Stags. And Eli, if you're Fairfield here, you really got to get something going with your season on the line.
Yeah, Fairfield, at this point, they need to do more than stop the bleeding. They need to redirect the attack right now. The Gophers are taking it to the Stags, as evidence right there with a nice block by Alexis Hart. I think right now Fairfield needs to figure out exactly what their identity is going to be and assert that onto the Gophers. Have a plan and execute it. It seems like right now they've been dancing around trying to just stay in points until they have an opportunity. The Gophers aren't going to let you do that forever. It worked early on in both of those first 2 sets. Hasn't worked in this set, though they've cut the lead now down to 5.
Over to Alexis Hart on that left side. What a dig there from Dow for the Stags. McGraw keeps it alive. Samity with the soft swing. Dow's going to play it to Garcia.
I like that move by Garcia there. Try to remain unpredictable. That's one of the best things Fairfield can do right now. The point goes to Minnesota, but I like that volley from Fairfield. I want to see more of that aggressive mentality, trying to do the unexpected. Even if it's, do the unconventional, do what Minnesota would last expect. And that's what can give them a chance to climb back into this one.
Rollins with the dig. Minnesota can't corral. Samity was running for it. So the lead now back down to 5 for the Gophers. And Eli, one surprising thing, just by looking at the stats here, Garcia has 32 total attacks for the Stags. The next closest, is Joel Battles with just 15.
Yeah, they've really been feeding the attack through Garcia, and I think that's one of the things you have to change up because that's becoming predictable here. The Gophers know when it goes to Garcia, she's going to be the player who takes the swing.
Rollins hangs on to it. McGraw over to Hart on the left side. And Alexis Hart gets another kill. Kaylee Butts got a piece of it at the net, but the Stags couldn't corral the ball.
So now Kylie Miller, the setter, back to serve. Miller, the transfer senior coming over from UCLA, has really been instrumental in this Gopher run this season.
Another one blocked at the net, that time number 10 in white, Stephanie Samity.
The Gopher front line has really been so dominant. They have the size to really just out-block anybody. Stephanie Samity, 6'2". Taylor Morgan, Alexis Hart, 6 feet. Reagan Pittman, 6'5". And they have some freshmen and sophomores who have played more sparingly coming up who also have great length.
Alexis Hart again. And she's just so aware of the opponent's positioning on the other side. Yeah,
Alexis Hart, another senior for this team who has the experience in tournament play under Coach Hugh McCutcheon. In an expanded role this season, doing a lot to help this team.
Nice sneaky kill by Manuela Nicolini for the Stags. The lead back down to 7. And it's getting down to crunch time for Fairfield. They really got to start mounting some offense to get back into this third set.
Minnesota with a challenge now. Looks like they wanted it to be called a pancake there and not a kill. So the point will be replayed. Might also just be a time when Coach Hugh McCutcheon wants to give his players a chance for a break without using a timeout and, regroup, come up with the final plan here, trying to put this one away. And in the meantime, if you can get an extra point out of the challenge, that's obviously beneficial. So we see the official taking a look at the little screen here on the opposite side of Materi Pavilion.
And Eli, we talked with the Fairfield staff before this game. They wanted their team to come in calm and be ready for the environment, and I think they have done that, but I just wasn't expecting these attack errors. And that's probably a product of the Minnesota defense, I would assume.
Yeah, I would say they came in very confident, but perhaps to a fault that they've come in wanting to just play extremely aggressively, and that's not going to work against a Hugh McCutcheon coach team. His entire mantra for the Gophers is about letting the opponent making the mistake and then putting them away after they make that mistake. And I think right now Fairfield is playing into their hands right now with this aggressive style. I think it's really a balancing act, because on one hand, you can't expect these long volleys to go your way every single time. And just keeping it alive isn't going to help you win. But at the same time, you need to be playing smarter, I think, instead of harder.
And so it doesn't look like McGraw was able to get her hands under the ball, so the point is with Fairfield. Service error on Morgan Dahl.
So the Gophers now doubled up on Fairfield here in this third set, looking to put it away. And now with Rachel Kilkelly, the freshman defensive specialist, in to serve.
Kylie Miller with the dig. McGraw plays it over to Rollins on that left side. Albertson over to Garcia. Miller again all the way over to Rollins. That grazes the net. And Minnesota gets the point.
And I think when it grazes the net there, it really can throw off the timing defensively. You don't know whether it's going to slingshot back for an error, if it's going to careen out of bounds for an error. It just becomes so much more unpredictable.
Rachel Kilkelly with a nice dig for the Gophers. Over to Rollins again. Nice dig by Morgan Dahl. Over to Garcia on that left side. Morgan over to Samity now. They're going to try it again. Back to Samity on that right side. Miller with a nice dig. Long volley here.
Really nice job there by the Gophers to keep it alive. Adana Rollins with a really nice over-the-shoulder pass to keep it alive.
And the Stags do a great job of keeping it alive. Longest volley of the match. And it's not going to end. Morgan Dowell with another impressive dig.
Wow,
Morgan
what a
keeps
dig by Taylor Morgan.
McGraw plays it over. We're going back and forth here. And that point is, it's going to go to the Stags. What a long point there. Nicolini with a soft swinging kill.
Really amazing volley there by both teams, and what a nice job by Fairfield to end it. Again, this is what it's about, drawing the teams out of position, then attacking where they're supposed to be when they're not there. If Fairfield's able to sustain these volleys, it gives them a chance to climb back into this one.
And that's been an issue. The Gophers have had a lot of quick kills tonight, but we'll see if Fairfield can get back to it. Nice block there at the line by Albertson. And now Rollins, Dow with the dig, but it goes out wide.
Yeah, nice dig there, but it really didn't give anybody on Fairfield a chance to put it back over. And Minnesota players wisely aware enough to avoid contact as well.
McGraw serving. There's Nicolini. And the Gophers get a point there. Albertson hit it into the net. So the Gophers are closing in here on this third set.
Yeah, up by 10 here, 6 points to go.
Same rotation, McGraw serving. That one's into the net, so it's Minnesota's sixth service error on the evening. The Stags still in negative, hitting-wise.
Gophers hitting over 400 at 403 right now.
It's blocked there by Albertson at the net. And now Rollins hits that one too far out wide, so two straight for the Stags.
Yeah, again, nice job by the Stags to catch the Gophers out of position, force Rollins to make that cross-court attack. But now the challenge by the Gophers.
Challenge on the floor.
This one might be looking at perhaps either whether Adana Rollins' attack really did go out of bounds if it was in fact an error, or maybe it is looking back at when Reagan Pittman was blocked if there was a net violation. Seems to have been a pretty quick decision, as the officials already back talking with the official stat keepers.
And here's a look at it.
And the point goes to Minnesota.
So Minnesota gets the point.
That one looked like it did land on the line there. So it is inbounds.
And now a 10-point lead here. And Minnesota looking to close out Fairfield in 3 sets. The winner's going to play a good Creighton team tomorrow night. There's Stephanie Samity back to serve. 4 kills on her match so far. Nicolini over to the left side. Gonna try again to the right side to Battles. Pittman gets up there to block it. Now McGraw with the dig. And there's Adana Rollins again. She goes back to that left side of the Stag defense. Here's Samity again at the service line. Nicolini over to Battles. Battles into the net, or maybe Adana Rollins got a piece of that. Couldn't tell.
Either way, Gophers will take the point here now, just 3 points away from advancing to the second round for the 7th time in 7 tries under Hugh McCutcheon.
That's blocked by Reagan Pittman. This one's over to Garcia. Kilkelly gets the dig. All the way over to Pittman on that right side. Reagan Pittman again. That's her 5th kill.
Yeah, Pittman starting to come on here late for the Gophers. She did not play as much early on in sets 1 and 2. They're relying on her now down the stretch, though.
Samity again. Stags want to get out of this rotation. McGraw with the dig. But we may have a net violation on Minnesota there, so down 12. And this would be an insane comeback if they were able to mount it.
Yeah, really a tall ask right now from Fairfield to come back down 12 against a team who is 2 points away. So you would need to get 12 points without giving up more than 1. A big ask for sure, but as we were reminded both by the Fairfield staff before this game and before the previous game by the Iowa State staff, low seeds can upset. Anything can happen.
Match point. Minnesota up 24-11, leading 2-0. Looking to play again here tomorrow night inside the Maturi Pavilion. Rollins with the serve. Nicolini plays it. Pittman gathers. Now Miller over to Alexis Hart. Soft swing. And the Gophers are going to win it off an Alexis Hart kill. They win 3-0 over Fairfield and move on to play Creighton tomorrow night.
Really just dominant performance by the Gophers. Had a little bit of a slow start in those first couple sets, but really able to show why they are the 7th team in the country and why they are hosting the first 2 rounds of this tournament. And I think by Fairfield, really hard-fought game. Really showed that they do belong on this stage. But again, really impressive night for the Gophers getting the win tonight.
We thank you for tuning in tonight.